A very good afternoon, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And my name is Ronald Wekwamakusha. The coming of Zimbabwe gold as a currency has made ZANU PF start to campaign for it to work. It's very important. Everybody needs a stable currency. We can talk about all other things, but at the end of the day, we have to remember that if this currency is to sit into the banks for the next 6 months and it fails, it's you and me who are going to lose. Hence, the need for this currency to work. But that is not the story for today. The story for today is how ZANU PF has started making sure that they tell the people about the ZiG. These are ZANU PF supporters, but I'm going to explain the advantages and the disadvantages of the method they are using later. Let us hear what he had to say.
Saka yanga ichiuya kuma sanctions neudiki wayo awa ndo ma sanctions pane chinobuda era vana mai pane chinobuda Mnangagwa vakati azvinetse ndaura kugadzira mari yakasimba iwe goridhe uyapa diamond uyapa nezvimwe uyapa iwewo chiuyapa chandeitoni chidena tono tunoitwa sei apa rufaro kwamuri muchadzorera era nevarume vese munoitoka chaizvezvikuratidza kuti pamaizwa zvichizi kuna anonzi mareserve igoridhe rakacherwa nenyika rikachengetwa kuti risimbise mari yedu, kuti mari yedu isafambe isina chakaitsigira. Mari yedu yeZimbabwe yakada kufanana nemusikana asati aroorwa, yakazoroorwa. Ndosaka yakachinja zita haichanzi Zimbabwe dollar, yakushandisa senemu yekumurume, yakunzi Zimbabwe gold. Rufaro! Mari yeZimbabwe yakapfekedzwa ringi. Haisisiri singuru kana mukaiona, yakawanikwa. Ndosaka manzwa vamwe vachinetseka kuti kwese yakaiswa kiva rakoti, ndo ringi yakapfekedzwa mari yedu. Mari yedu yaane murume, mari yedu yaane mamonya, haichatangike. Kana sanction rikada kuuya, famba imi muchifamba, famba kafai. Ndozva zvinoita izvi. Masipata? Rufaro kwamuri. Tsokai kumashure ZiG iwe pamberi. Zvakureva kuti ava rume havaonda. Goridhe harichinje mutengo, manzwisa. Rinoramba rine mutengo umwe chete. Saka kana goridhe.
So this is the message which is being sent to the people. This is Taurai Kandishaya. He is there at this shrine for Mapostori and he is explaining. So point number one he made, he talked about sanctions. Point number two he clearly indicated that the Zim dollar failed because of sanctions. Another point he made is that the new ZiG is now protected. And he said the other one was walking alone and couldn't withstand the sanctions. And this one is now protected from sanctions. Is that true? So the first point to note is that in terms of their PR, they are doing a great job. But in terms of reality, he is failing. I'm going to explain the reasons. The majority of the people in the urban areas do not believe these statements, all these things, because they don't believe that the Zimbabwean dollar failed because of sanctions. They don't believe that. They know for sure that looting, corruption caused all this. So the people in the urban areas will never listen to this nonsense because they have access to more other things. But the people in the apostolic sect, some of them, they are limited in terms of social media. Some of them, they're already limited, which means they can easily believe. But how many are they? They are few. So in terms of making sure that this ZiG thing gains confidence from the people, it will not work because these people will not influence anything on the policy. What is very important to note is that the majority of the people or of the supporters or of the people who support ZANU PF are premised in the rural areas. We can talk about Matabeleland North. People there uses Pula. We can talk of Matabeleland South. People there uses Rand. We can talk about people along Masvingo to Manicaland province. They use Rand, South African Rand. They use US dollars comfortably. I can tell you the majority of the people in the rural areas, especially in Masvingo, the areas of Mwenezi, Rutenga, Bedbridge, Lutumba, all those areas, they use trade exclusively in rands and in US dollars. They don't even know kuti bondi rinenge ripareti ipi rinoshanda sei. They don't even care about it. They are not even worried about this currency called ZiG. So this is the problem which is there, that this message is falling onto the deaf ears. The message is falling onto the people who are not going to bring any impact. So ZANU PF is trying so hard to make sure that people understand, but the point of view they are bringing is contradicting themselves, because part of the ZANU PF people, they are saying separate sanctions to the crash of the currencies. They have been publicly saying so. These are the people we have been fighting sanctions for a very long time, and they are saying you have to separate the two. So if you take a look on all these things, what it means is this policy, yes, it will be effective in terms of making sure that the supporters of ZANU PF understand the position taken by ZANU PF when they brought in the new currency. But it will not change anything, because the business, the people who transact most with this currency called ZiG, who are going to use it, are the people who have sufficient information about what has been happening and what is happening. So for those who came earlier, I played the video, and for those who came late, please, you have to revisit the beginning of this video so that you can understand the video which I posted right here. So I don't want to take much of your time. Let us end it here, and I have tried to explain my own understanding and my own position regarding this whole story. My name is Ronald Wekwamakusha.